afternoon, and thank you very much for having me here, to the organizers. I'm very happy that I have this possibility to address the distinguished audience of this important summit. It is not an easy task to summarize the debates of the whole day, and they were so rich, and there were so many issues that were raised. So let me just name a few of them and just make a short summary. So, what are the results of today's discussion? So, the most important and very often repeated theme here was how important are the modern technologies, including AI, in both counterfeiting, giving the chance of producing better quality products as counterfeited products, and on the other hand, employing the new technologies and AI in particular in combating them and using them both in internet and in the real supply chains. The second important issue is the flow of information and sharing good practices, not only within the European Union, but also outside of the European Union. And so the close cooperation between public and private sector in the field of combating counterfeiting was also raised, and it is an important issue. For me, very interesting thing was the discussion about the influencers' role, and since it is a very important thing for the young generation, I think that using them for the purposes of educating young people, the followers, in how important the protection of IP is a very good path to develop. And finally, the criminal sanctions, the lack of harmonization and resulting lack of consistency in results of the criminal investigations is an important issue. And so that we need to find a way to make the sanctions, criminal sanctions that are very often employed, inevitable. So this is the most important part of it, that we have regulations, we have institutions that are enforcing the law, but the inevitability of the sanction is the most important part, because it is really making people think that they should not do what they are doing. Now, I would like to address very shortly the Polish practice in this field. So, turning briefly to Poland, I would like to repeat what was already said in the last panel, that Polish Patent Office has been deeply committed to fostering respect for IP rights. Our initiative range from educational programs targeting children especially and entrepreneurs to broader campaigns which are aimed at society at large, highlighting the risks and harms which are associated with counterfeiting goods, not just to businesses but to health, to environment and the economy. We work closely with various governmental bodies, including the Ministry of Finance's National Revenue Administration, the Ministry of Economics, Development and Technology, the Ministry of Justice, the Police, and the Office for Competition and Consumer Protection. We organize roundtables and discussions resulting in joint initiative. We seek practical, coordinated approaches to combat illicit trade. Most recently, we have been active participants in the consultations on the OECD guidelines for countering illicit trade in counterfeited goods on online marketplaces. And now, a few words on the Polish presidency and the tasks that we have accomplished during these 6 months in the field of IP. So the one key accomplishment is the provisional agreement with the European Parliament on compulsory licensing. This agreement, which was reached after the long way and many discussions, ensures that in times of crisis, Europe can swiftly access critical technologies, especially in vital sectors like pharmaceuticals, where intellectual property is directly connected to public health and safety. This achievement underlies a broader truth. Intellectual property is not only about innovation, it protects lives. In closing, I would like to thank the organizer for the invitation to this IP Enforcement Summit and to all of you for the fruitful discussions. Together, we are building not just a better enforcement system, but a stronger, safer, and more resilient Europe. Thank you very much.